Now, as the world marks World Drowning Prevention Day, and a concerning trend is being highlighted. While global drowning deaths have dropped by 38% over the past 2 decades, South Africa's rates are rising. The World Health Organization's Global Status Report on drowning estimates that at least 2,700 lives are lost to drowning annually, with children under 5 at the greatest risk. For more, we're joined by President of Lifesaving South Africa, Dhaya Sewduth. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, as we try and make sense of the current trends, while global drowning rates are decreasing, South Africa is unfortunately seeing a rise. What are some of the key factors contributing to this trend?
Thank you, Ampo, and thank you and good evening to your listeners. Yes, it is sad indeed that we in South Africa see a rising trend. There's a number of factors, so we can pin it down to one particular matter. It could be the fact that there's very low levels of swimming skills in our country, number one. Number two, there's a lack of legislation in our country as to other countries. Another factor is the lack of proper facilities. The swimming pools, public swimming pools are non-operational, so you cannot actually teach swim skills. So there are a number of factors that contribute to the rising trend. The biggest problem that we have is that most of the drowning statistics of people happen in areas that are not patrolled by lifeguards, meaning rivers, dams, and beaches where no lifeguards are on duty.
As we try and make sense of that, right, the WHO report estimates that over 2,700 people drown in South Africa annually, with children under 5 most at risk. Why are young children so vulnerable, and what can be done to better protect them?
Well, I'll come to the second part about what can be done, and that is purely around supervision of children. Children are naturally inquisitive, and they need to be at arm's length. All of the advisories that Lifesaving South Africa make is to ensure that children are supervised at all times. In some of the visuals that you showed, if a child is not at arm's length, their risks are increased. If you leave a child in the bathtub and go to answer your cell phone, risk. When you're on holiday and you see the number of parents engrossed on their cell phones, whereas the child is unminded towards its age. In our country, there are children that cross rivers morning and afternoon just to get to and from school. And obviously, the river is swollen and fast flowing. Those children are at risk. So there are a number of factors which obviously are not peculiar to South Africa in that age demographic.
Yeah.
It's something which is burned across the globe around young children being at risk because of a lack of supervision. A lack of swimming skills, and a number of other factors that could actually contribute to children being vulnerable. Therefore, that statistic becomes worrying.
So, as we try and assess, other factors like the role of climate change or extreme weather, what role does that play in the drowning trends? If one looks at the number of child fatalities, for instance, in the statistics of the Eastern Cape floods, I mean, that was quite a significant number.
Absolutely. Climate change is a reality. It is here already. And the fact of the matter is that People who are allowed to habitat on floodplains, who are allowed to build hillsides that could easily become a landslide when the rains are heavy, all contribute towards placing vulnerable communities at great risk. So the flooding disaster victims unfortunately contributes to a spike in the numbers of drowning victims in South Africa. You mentioned the floods on, I think it was July 5th in Delta, Eastern Cape. We've seen the frequency of floods. And unfortunately, in these situations, all people are vulnerable, but children become even more vulnerable, especially if they are unable to cope with the disaster itself.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. We're going to have to leave it there. The quality of that audio, not so great. We do apologize for that. President of Lifesaving South Africa, Dhaya Sewduth.